Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the show at Rise Up Show with me, your host, the Queen Bee, Dani. How are you feeling? As we chat this morning to the devilishly handsome, the fabulously wonderful, the incredibly knowledgeable Mr. Fidel Hill, the modern man. Good morning. Jodie Salt, good morning. Babna Reddy, good morning. Elise Woodbine, good morning. The devilishly handsome Ian Dixon, good morning, sir.
Shut up, for f***'s sake. Jesus.
The fantastic Lizzie Jackson Barrett, good morning. Josephine Sandra, everybody, good morning. Good morning, cherubs. How are you? Welcome to the show at Rise Up Show with me, your host, Dani Wallace. I am the Queen Bee. Ridiculously audacious statement to make of a Wednesday and every day, but it's true. And it isn't just about me, it's about you guys as well. It is not just about me being the Queen Bee. It is a reclamation statement. Look at the state of my hair. Oh, God. What is she like, that Dani Wallace? Oh, she's a horrific mess. She's a hot mess. That Dani Wallace, good morning. I hope you're all good. It is a reclamation statement, you guys, of your birthright to success, to abundance, to wealth, to happiness, to awesome things. And the way we remind ourselves of that here in this community every single day is here in the show at Rise Up Show, where I share with you phenomenal human beings who have shown up, wised up, and risen up. It feels weird in the past tense. But yeah, also I share with you stories about what I've been getting up to and what's been happening here at IATQB HQ and what's coming up. And we have got some banging things coming up, particularly within the next couple of weeks. Oh my God, I'm so excited. We are literally, it is 1 week away. And I'm just looking at Louisa backstage when I say this. It is 1 week away from Be Inspired Eve. It is 1 week away from Be Inspired Eve. I'm going to say that one more time. 1 week away from Be Inspired Eve. Why am I doing it to myself? Why am I repeating it? It's because I want you to go and get your tickets. And the reason I want you to go and get your tickets is because it's going to be chuffing amazing. Why is it going to be chuffing amazing? It's going to be chuffing amazing for lots and lots of reasons. I've been sharing them every single day. We've got some of the speakers coming in to speak this morning. We've got the glorious Louisa Herridge from Mamas Ignited is coming to speak to us this morning about her part in Be Inspired and actually her journey to be inspired as well, because it has been some journey. We're going to be talking about that this morning. But first of all, I want to know, because I've not asked you for a little bit, let me pull my flip chart closer. It was too far away. I was feeling a bit like without my safety net there. Look, what's the weather doing where you are? In Preston, I only have 3, so I've only got room for a couple. I don't know where the rest of them are down there. It is scorching in Preston today. It's actually not. It's glorious sunshine, and it's a little bit chilly, but not as chilly as it has been. It's been like second winter. What is that about? Like, we've got gardeners out there waiting for the last frost, but we don't know when the last frost is going to be. And the only reason why I've been looking at things like this, I've had to look at things like gardening and what have you. It's muggy. Is it muggy in Bolton? Is it? Chris Dawes, it's muggy. I don't have a muggy bee. Today, I have Scorchio bees. I don't know where the other bees have gone in the transition of moving. Maybe they're in here. Wait there. Hang on. I might have the It's a Bit Shit bees. There's all sorts of crap everywhere. Look. Hang on. Wait there. What have we got going on? Oh, we've got some It's a Bit Shit. If it's a bit shit where you are, I can represent you on the board. Look, I've got some bees here. Hang on. I can accommodate more of you. Oh, look, here they are. They're in my crap bag here. It's sunny. But for us balls. Hang on a minute. Explain yourself, Pixie. Sunny, but for us balls in Birmingham. I don't know. It's a bit shit in Norwich. Norwich, you're over here, right? There you go, Norwich. Let's sort you out. It's a bit shit over there. It's a very British thing to talk about the weather, and we did start a year ago. Can you believe we have been going live every morning, Monday to Friday, for a year up here in the IATQB Hive, up here on the Queen Bee Dani page on Facebook. I don't want anything to fall over. I've got a feeling it's cold as balls, damn swipe text. But it's sunny. There we go. We've got a little scorchy bee there, even though it's not very scorchy. But the sun is shining in the Midlands. But yeah, this started off as just a flip chart. And on the flip chart, I did 2 triangles for the north and the south and a little circle at the side for Ireland and Northern Ireland. I just started asking people about the weather. It's a very British thing to do when we're all bored. Imagine we're all sat on a bus next to each other and they go, oh, it's nice out, isn't it? It's what we do. We talk about the weather. So I thought as we get to know each other, it was nice for us to talk about the weather. And I forgot since I moved house, but I've still got the weather map here. If you are watching from elsewhere in the world, by the way, do tell us what the weather's doing where you are. We will represent you from underneath the compass up at the top there. We do have an international audience. We have people coming in from the USA, from Canada, from Italy. We have people watching from Austria. We have people watching from New Zealand. So we're Lanzarote. Where are our regulars from Lanzarote? Tuning in this morning. Let us know what the weather is doing. Where's Trowbridge, Debbie Frampton? Where's Trowbridge? Tell me where it is. I'm notoriously rubbish at geography. I'm actually not. I can drive everywhere. I drive everywhere really, really well. And I kind of know where most places are. But yeah, Trowbridge. Tell me where that is, Debbie Frampton. I can represent you. Probably just with a scorchio and it's a bit shit. It's either that or it's a rainy bee. Beautiful sunshine in London. Joe Wildsmith, I've got you back there, sister. There you go. A little scorchio bee for the London town. Cold as balls. I thought balls were warm. Is that why men are always messing around with them? They hang outside of the body, don't they? So they stay a little bit cooler than the rest to keep all the little swimmers happy. Cold as balls. No, they're not meant to be. They're not meant to be warm. Let's talk about the temperature of testicles this morning. That's where we're going. We're setting the standard right here, right now on the show at Wise Up, Rise Up show. Good morning, Nicole. It's nice to see you. It's in Wiltshire. Oh, gosh, Wiltshire. So if I'm just going to do this, is Wiltshire there? I'm just going to pretend. If I've got it wrong, please tell me. So I don't know if you can see here, there is a little dotted red line. That's the Watford Gap. And here's how it works. Here's how it works. Here is down south and here is up north. And there is the Watford Gap. And that's all the geography that I need to know and the rest of us need to know. Awkward hot balls. Oh, you've got hot balls, Chris. Oh, like I say, we like to set the tone here on the show. I hope you are all well this morning. Let's stop this silliness. But I do hope spring is springing where you are at, and we are, moving ever closer to, if we are going to sit in, it's close enough. It's probably nowhere near, is it, Debbie Frampton? I'm really sorry. We're moving ever nearer. We are in the throes of being able to sit in a beer garden, but at the moment it's in the beer garden with bubble hats and duvets wrapping us up and keeping us warm whilst people order the dry white wines and the pints and the scampi fries. Has anyone actually been to the pub yet? Has anyone been to the pub? Today is the first day since, well, I know we're only a couple of days in. Today's the first day since the pubs opened to outside, that me and Wallace may actually venture out down to the little country pub and go and sit and have a little drink of poo at lunchtime today. We'll see how it goes. Wow. Pixie. Well, this reminds me of last week when I made the mistake of asking a group of men how big a walnut is. I felt I was to be judged by my interpretation of theirs, but I can only imagine. Well, we're going to start the day off with the weather and balls, and we're going to move into being inspired. There are no tenuous links. In fact, there are no links to any of these things, but it is all good. We are all here. We are all in the sense of community that is IATQB. Thank you so much to everybody who has been following the journey so far. Thank you so much to everybody who has bought their ticket to be inspired. Let me know in the comments if you have bought your ticket to be inspired. Let me know if it's on the list of things to do for you. I know Chris Dawes, you've got your ticket. I know Nina Spencer, you've got your ticket. Chris Moyles did his show, Nina's saying, from a beer garden on Monday. I think it could be a thing. I feel like it could be. However, as soon as I leave this house without the internet, there is no coverage whatsoever. Like, my mum's having to get to grips with video calling now, which is absolutely hilarious because I get this much of her face. because she holds the phone like this because she's trying to see me and actually I want to see her. It's funny. Nicole, in the 70s, men's, I imagine that's the sperm count, went down because of the tighty whities and trousers. Balls are meant to be on the cooler side. I'm a font of useless knowledge. Yeah, the balls are meant to be cool. That's why they're on the outside. Anyway, enough talk of balls. And let's talk about some pretty awesome stuff going on. I am really, really pleased this morning that our guest that is joining us is not only a dear friend of mine now, and we've only known each other for a short amount of time. She is one of our incredible speakers at Be Inspired, but her journey of following her journey for the past 12 months has been nothing short of jaw-dropping, has been nothing short of inspirational to me, let alone my journey and her following me being inspirational to her. To me, she's absolutely inspiring. Seeing how she has built her community, seeing the things that she's creating and all these things that are blooming, pardon the pun, right now for her and her business. I am very pleased to welcome onto the show one of our deputies and takers of the helm when I'm unable to take the shot as well, the glorious Louisa Herridge. Good morning.
Good morning.
Here she is.
I'm here. It's all sunny here, but I've had to close the blind because it was glaring me. It was that bright and sunny. So yeah, here I am.
I am digging how very, very glamorous you look this morning. You have turned it up.
This is the 5-minute back from school slap a bit of makeup on look.
Oh, she woke up like this. She woke up like this, you lot.
No, this is the I'm all for what's and all. This is the try and disguise the skunk look with a red lip so everyone focuses down here. But then I tell everyone.
And we do this, don't we? We do this. Oh, I've done this so you don't look at this. Oh, wait, now you're looking.
And then I'll point out it.
I've encouraged the skunk look. So as many people know, I've been growing the greys out now for 12 months. And I've now got that whole like badger stripe thing. But I'm getting bored, Louisa. Like what happens with me is that I go, right, I'm going to do this ludicrous thing with my hair. And then 6 months in, I'm over it and I want to do something else. And I always end up coming back to red and I'm not sure what to do. So
you do suit red. Well, you suit it all. I want to see you with it down because like you rarely see you with it down.
I know, it's because I'm lazy. I'm a lazy shite. I'm not that good at doing my hair. So when I wash it, it just gets in my way. There's like a lot of it. I don't want to cut it short. I like it. I'd like to curl it, but I can't be asked. So I'm stuck in this real like middle bit of wanting to have my hair beautiful and not being asked about doing it.
You do suit the can't be asked look though. You really do.
Oh my Lord, enough about me and my ridiculous hair. Let's talk about you, Louisa. I want to say at the top end of our conversation today how grateful I am for you and for coming into my life and for all of the things that you've brought to the table for our community and your community for the past 12 months, because it's been a joy to see you grow, but also be a part of it as well. Tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Oh my gosh. What a year it has been. Okay, so I'm Louisa Herridge from Mamas Ignited, and I am a reinvention and empowerment coach for women, for mums in particular, helping them to turn their ironing boards into surfboards so that you can ride the wave of success in your life.
I love it. And it's, when you say it like this, we say it kind of tongue in cheek and we kind of have a bit of a laugh about it. But actually, and I don't want to talk too much about this because it will give away what you're going to be talking about. Be Inspired. And by the way, Louisa's talk for Be Inspired is off the shizzle, like from the slides to what you're wearing to everything to your props, like all of it. It's going to be fantastic. But it is an interesting concept, this the movement of ourselves from, are we homemakers, are we career women, are we homemakers, can we be both, is there space for both, all of this sort of stuff as this question keeps going forward.
Well, the title's out there, so I'm not giving anything away with the title. So the title is Life Was Simpler When Women Knew Their Place. And it's heavily structured around the archetypal position of the woman in the home historically. And I've not been that woman. I've not been the woman in the home. I've been a career-driven woman. Yeah. But still, the balance and the shifting and the energy, the feminine energy, masculine energy, it's still a really tricky thing. So the talk, I'm not going to do too much about the talk because obviously I want people to come and see it.
Oh, we really want people to come and see it because it's going to be off the shiz.
But the message that underpins what I do as the reinvention and empowerment, it's all about igniting your spark. And the turning your ironing board into a surfboard is a metaphor for basically saying, stuff this is my life. I can do what I want to do. I can be happy. And it's finding that within yourself. So I've been honoured to work. I've just finished my first course with my first 6 amazing ladies called Time to Ignite. And these women came to me, and it's not about, I'm not working in the entrepreneurial space per se, but I'm working with mums, normal mums, working mums, 2 business owners, full-time working mums, all range of kids. And they have all, and I feel cheesy saying it, but I have seen their spark ignite over 6 weeks because they've done the inner work, they've done the inner thinking, and they've given themselves time. They found their non-negotiables, and they've allowed themselves to focus on them. So my business, it's very much, it's linked to mindfulness and well-being, and I've created this system called Time to Ignite. And if you give yourself that time, you will ignite your spark. And I've seen it work, and I hoped it would work, and it has. And the reason I've developed it is because this is what I've done myself in my journey over the last 12 months. And I have gone on a massive journey, which I'll share in a second. And now my business, Mamas Ignited, is about everybody, and it isn't I know Mamas is in the title, but I would never not work with anybody. That's my niche, but it would work for anybody. And it's about, in this chaotic world, the struggle of life, particularly post lockdown. I mean, none of us are coming out of this unscathed, are we? You know, the lockdown, you know, loneliness, obviously loss, if people have lost people, broken homes, domestic abuse, piling on weight. We've also seen, from the absolutely devastating news with Nikki Graham this week, anorexia. You know, how many of us joke about we've piled weight on during lockdown? Until I heard that story, I didn't even think, gosh, you know, that lockdown will be putting so much pressure
exacerbated to anybody who's disordered eating, however we look at it. Absolutely.
Anyway, and so for me, Mamas Ignited now, post lockdown, is even more important because it's allowing people to have the tools to look at their balance, how their struggle is affecting their mental health. And you don't have to have anxiety, depression per se to be not putting yourself first. It's all about finding that time for you.
It's interesting. The mental health conversation is I make no secret about my own journey with my mental health, and I don't call it a battle anymore because I wanted to cease being in battle with it and wanted to just understand it so that I can work with it. So things like having generalized anxiety disorder, things like I have a form of OCD called pure obsessive thoughts that I don't act on. I can't help it, but I don't act on them. But that manifested in actual OCD when I was a little girl. I'm doing this because I would wash my hands, obsessively wash my hands, and all of this kind of snowballed right up into my sort of early to mid 20s, when, you know, my whole life got blown apart by the decisions I was making because of my poor mental health, etc., and also the stories that I've been told growing up or that I absorbed from those around me. It was this whirlwind of things waiting to just F up. But then when I sort of stopped fighting and started to understand and started to look at mental health instead of treating things when they got really terrible, allowing myself the tools that I needed to maintain when I was well.
Absolutely.
That created much more stability with my mental health. And the things that you do, like with Relaxed Kids, for example, or, you know, the techniques that you share within the Bloomery, for example, which is your community, all of these things that you share allow for that stability of wellness in with regards to your mental health, doesn't it?
Absolutely, 100%. And it's proactive rather than reactive, isn't it? And I mean, where my journey started a year ago, as you've just mentioned, is Relaxed Kids. And I mean, I've massively evolved, but I'm actually running two businesses that run side by side, underpinned by the same fundamentals, which is mindfulness and well-being. And starting with children is obviously, it makes pure sense, doesn't it? And it should be, in my opinion, in all schools without it being an additional resource. So my journey began just over 12 months ago, where I was at an absolute loss. I'd had a full breakdown, burnout, whatever you want to call it. I'd kept going and going and going and going until I was given permission to stop by an occupational health therapist, because I just refused to stop. So I'd come out of an abusive relationship. I'd gone through a court battle. I'd had a singular incident that was very, very traumatic that my daughter witnessed. And this was sort of 6 to 8 months post that, where I was fine. I was running the Louisa is Fine show. I was putting on the face. I was a teacher. I was mum. Because I'm still technically for 2 more weeks a teacher as well. I'm leaving on the 30th of April. So I was a high school teacher, and I was going in with my face on until I literally had to admit defeat. And from the June to the December, I'd not done anything to help myself with that trauma other than the talk therapy. Now, the talk therapy, oh, actually, no, tell a lie. No, I didn't. Sorry. The talk therapy came the year after. I didn't have anything. Right. And I remember the doctor saying to me, you know, if you don't deal with it now, it will come back to bite you. But this is one of the reasons I'm leaving teaching. I was too afraid to take time off school because of the pressures of the job. Yeah. We get this presenteeism, and especially when we're talking about your mental health, because you physically, well, for the most part, because you physically feel okay, it's hard to explain to the establishment, I'm not well, I need to take time off, without fear of being judged or without letting the kids down. Yeah, and it is that fear of letting the kids down as well. And I mean, the day after I was assaulted, I was in a mess. I was going to go to school. And my mum was like, you are absolutely kidding me. You are not going into school. I was like, I've got to. And the only reason I didn't go into school is because I had to go to court to arrange a non-molestation order. And then I had to speak to the domestic abuse team. And I took 9 days off. And it wasn't enough in hindsight. You know, but I was also so determined that this man wasn't going to destroy me. You're not doing this to me. So I was in defense mode as well. So anyway, it was, you know, a good period of time later. And as the GP did say, it did catch up with me. So going back to like January last year, both myself and my daughter were by then diagnosed with PTSD. Right. And we were both struggling, and we both had very little help. So the talk therapy started for me. But I went to the GP with Emily, and they said there's nothing that we can do. No provision for young ones, little ones. Her actual words were, I'm sorry to say there's a gap in the NHS for this age group. Perhaps you should contact the NSPCC. And I was a bit dumbfounded by that. CAMS just knocked it back. They practically laughed at me when I took her to the triage. So anyway, I was recommended Relaxed Kids, and it changed our lives. I mean, I could talk for hours, but I'll try to go over it. But this wonderful lady who I'm still in touch with, she's now a colleague of mine within Relaxed Kids, came to our home and introduced these techniques, not just to Emily, to me. I did not know how to regulate myself. Right. I did not know how to go inside. How do you peel yourself off the ceiling when your thoughts are spiraling? I think that's, you know, something that actually, if we look at toddlers and we look at small children, if I look at Ivy, for example, Ivy's very, very, very lucky. The more I see, like, she's very lucky not to have experienced any trauma per se in her life. She hasn't really experienced. She's, you know, we've tried our very, very best to give her a nice life, but
when things get too much for toddlers, their thoughts, they spiral and spiral and spiral. It's like they short circuit whilst their brain tries to work out what to do to regulate. So you get tantrums, you get breakdowns, meltdowns, etc., etc. That doesn't go away when we are grown-ups. We just get told to get over it, and that's not actually the healthiest way to deal with it. And then when you start to learn these techniques, I mean, the younger you learn them, the better. But like, if we're only getting, some of us are getting to our 40s and only just coming across this, and or getting to our 50s and 60s and only just coming across this. So when you start to understand, like, connection to self actually is the first step to allowing yourself to look after your mental health. It's amazing.
And that's what Emily has now. Emily was 4 at the time, and we had 3 one-to-one sessions with Relaxed Kids, and I mean, I took it all on board, and since then it's just been an integral part of our lives. And as I could see it working for us both, and I was back at work. I was off sick from work at the time, and I had this I just never wanted to go back to work. So this time last year I trained to be a Relaxed Kids coach, and it was during lockdown. And I was planning to do it. I was never going to go back to work. I was sick. I was going to resign, and I was going to be a Relaxed Kids coach. And I was just going full on in. This is it. This is what I want to do. But obviously with the pandemic, I had to be a little bit sensible, which I didn't really like. But so I went part-time. So as of the 1st of May last year, I went part-time at work. I went back to school after my sickness absence around lockdown. So I've been, for the last year, building Relaxed Kids up in the local area. So Relaxed Kids is absolutely wonderful, and I've started working at a local primary school, but it is sort of limited to face-to-face contact. It's where I am. And as I've started to move into this entrepreneurial space and meet the likes of yourself and so on, I've realised that I am bigger than, I want more, and I want to share more. So this is where you came along, and it was meeting you that spiraled me off in fireworks going here, there and everywhere. So.
And now you're everywhere. Now you've got this, like, if I look at, like, you have a power team around you now. So not just me that you're working with, but, you know, I know you're working with our incredible Joe Swan from Chocolate PR, and you're working with Abigail Horn and all these wonderful, incredible, strong Anna Parker Naples, for podcasting.
And I've done one to many with Lisa Johnson. So I've just gone, come on, ladies, let's do it. But it's been a universal shift that it all came to me from the universe. And 12 months ago, I would have laughed at myself for saying that.
I know.
You know, we've had this conversation. I'm not woo, but you know, but I am.
I'm like, Louisa, we need to have a word, because when you started talking about it, I was like, oh yeah, sure.
But it was literally, it's just over a year ago. I was invited to this vision board session. I've spoken about this before. People might have heard me say this. I went to this vision board session, and I thought it was a load of old crap. And my friend Tanya, who's really, really into the universe and stuff, she was like, come on, because I was literally sobbing on the sofa, just about taking Emily to school, coming home, obsessive thoughts, dark, black, awful. And she was like, come on, it might do you good. And the only reason I went is it was somewhere to go where I could have a cup of tea in peace without the little in there. You know, I got somebody to babysit her. And I went, and it literally changed my life. This lady Tony McKenzie was speaking about the law of attraction. I just started to listen to the Secret on Audible when I was just flat out on the sofa. I thought, well, if I'm going to lie here all day, I may as well do something useful.
Give yourself something.
So I was listening to things, even though I didn't have anything in me. I was like, half the time I wasn't even listening. It was just like washing over
Absorbing.
me. But because I was so felt comatose, I was that bad. And this vision board session changed my life. And I left that room 3 hours later, and I said, I am going to open myself up to the universe. I am going to be positive, and I put it on Facebook, and so it's law if you put it on Facebook. You can't go back if it's on Facebook. And it came up a year later. Positivity is my new mantra, and I'm open to it. And that night, I got offered free tickets to Womanifest.
Yes,
I went to Womanifest the next day with Tanya. As I was walking in the door, 2 ladies were going out, and they were like, we've got some spare VIP tickets that we're not going to use. Would you like them? So I got free VIP tickets. I got like my massage, my champagne, my lunch and everything. And that was where I listened to to You Speak. Somebody was like, oh, you've got to listen to this lady. She's amazing. I listened to Deep Bajwa.
Yes.
And those 2 talks changed my life. Because I'd been thinking about doing Relaxed Kids, but hadn't committed to it. And Deep's talk was very much like, you don't have to do it all now. Just do step 1. Just do step 1.
Yeah.
Take a decision. And she said, take my phone number down. So I took her phone. That was a call to action. I didn't even know what a call to action was then. So I wrote it down. I put it in my phone. And then a couple of days later, I paid the money and I joined, I did Relaxed Kids. And I texted Deep and I said, I've done it. I've done step 1. And it's still on my phone. And then I listened to You Speak and I joined, and I said, this time next year, I'm going to be on that stage. I'm going to speak. And I actually had the audacity to speak to one of the runners. And I said, how do I put my name down to speak up there? As if it's like, that's what you do. But I was like, how do I speak up there next year? So she was like, oh, I'll take your details. And here we are. So it's not the same stage, but it's similar.
No, it is similar. And I remember I just got off stage. I think I'd done one of my talks where people throw poo emojis at me. They throw their shit at me and I catch it in my bag, my Aldi bag full of crap. Yeah. And you come to speak to me afterwards, and I think you'd got a copy of Closed Mouths Don't Get Fed, had you, from me?
Yeah, I bought it from you.
Yeah. And then so I'm like hustling like a market trader at the side of the stage.
Like, get me PayPal, love, get me PayPal.
Which is, as a speaker, understanding that the talk in and of itself isn't just the thing, it's everything that you sit around it. The talk is the vehicle, and then you drive them somewhere. And then for me, that talk was to lead people to Closed Mouths Don't Get Fed, which was the only book that I had at the time before I am the Queen Bee. And we had that conversation, and then what?
Well, I was just obsessed with you then, if I'm honest. and I know I'll never be as big as a fangirl as JoJo. She'll fight me to the death. She'll fight me to the death for that position.
You're so funny.
But I literally left that day, a different woman. I really was. There was another lady that was speaking. I can't remember her name. She was quite nervous, and she was like reading from sheets, and she like said, I'm not a public speaker, and hers was about how she'd had a breakdown. And she was in a high-powered HR job, and she just decided to go. And it was like the universe was just giving me all these signs, like, do it. And I was, that day, I 100% was never going back to teaching. Yeah. I was never going back. I was doing it. And then obviously bloody pandemic came and got
literally like
way.
2 weeks later. Yeah, so there was we had Be Inspired, then We'll Manifest, and then everything stopped literally the week later. Because I remember there being I remember us talking sort of backstage and with Jodes and Roxy, who run the event from the Ladies Life Lounge, who are amazing.
I still want to go to Marrakech.
They're brilliant. So they've got a retreat, and actually for our cohort who are in affiliates, there's a Marrakech retreat up for grabs for all of our cohorts. By the way, if you are an affiliate ticket holder, there is a leaderboard out there right now where you can win over £5,000 worth of coaching with me. So huge shout out to all of our affiliates. Go sell some tickets, for goodness sakes. Everything to play for with that.
I'm going to be mithering the heck out of people this week because I've got so many people going, I'm going to get it then. So I'm no apologies. I'm going to be in your inbox. Yeah,
I've been the same. So I've been unapologetically said this for the last couple of weeks. And I know you guys, you get it, you understand. And loads of you have gone, yeah, I'll get a ticket. And I'm like, get your ticket then.
Hey, I have got a bone to pick with you, actually. Diana Spellman was, she was on my list, and she said, Dani's already sorted me out.
Do you know why?
Not having it.
Because Diana Spellman has been amazing, and she's got all my house serenely sorted. She's been phenomenal.
She went, I don't know if she's remembered, so I'm nudging you.
But for all of you that are affiliate ticket, I mean, you can get I know Louise is going to share her ticket link, so you can get your tickets for Be Inspired. But tell us about we did the Speak Challenge back in September, October time.
Yeah.
And we'd done the Speak Challenge, and what's been lovely has been the journey even from then to now, because we did the Speaker Challenge. You showed up for the Speaker Challenge, and then we had a conversation the following week about Be Inspired stroke Be Heard. So if you don't know, there are 2 programs that open after we do Be Inspired events to invite more people into the speaking world. So we've got Be Heard, which is the standard like program. We go through it like about 10 weeks and it's brilliant. You can like upgrade and get bits of one-to-ones and stuff. And then there's Be Inspired, which is the mastermind where we do the course together and then we create the event together. And you came on and did the challenge, didn't you?
Oh my God, life-changing, absolutely life-changing. So March to September, obviously a pandemic in the middle, my mental health took a battering again. I hate the term roller coaster. I really want another one. Every reality TV star says that. It's been a roller coaster.
It's a journey or it's a roller coaster.
It's like bingo in it. Oh, they've said it. But it really is. And so throughout the lockdown, I was chivying away and, you know, relaxed kids and all of this and was going back to work. But there was I was working on myself, but there was still something I needed more. I really needed more. I was going back to work in September. I didn't want to be there anymore. Just being in that place made me anxious, gave me severe anxiety. And I must have been on your mailing list, so it obviously works. So I must have been on your mailing list, and a little email popped up about this challenge, and I thought, oh, I remember her. She was really good, and I did watch Dani right at the beginning, but I don't think I must have. It was 8 o'clock, so I was doing anything not to get up. I was the opposite of you. I was trying to stay in bed as long as I could, so I'd not really been in the hive that much. So the challenge popped up, and I was really looking forward to doing it. But I did that usual thing. Oh, I'm not going to have time. Oh, that sounds like it's a lot to commit to. And I had a word with myself and I was like, no, you're going to do it. So it was my birthday and I found my birthday really hard. Being on my own, having, you know, we couldn't celebrate properly with rule of 6 and all of that. And it was around that time, September, October, where all our hopes were dashed, weren't they? We thought we were coming out of it. The real world had opened for a little bit, and then it was like, ha-ha! No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. And I'd signed up for the challenge, was in the group, and you must have done like a little welcome thing on the third. I don't know if it was Thursday or a Friday, but I know it was my actual birthday. And I'd been really teary that day. I'd been really down. And I came onto it and I put like in the chat, it's my birthday, and everyone was like sending some love. Oh, maybe it was an introduce yourself. I don't know, whatever it was.
I think it was a celebration at the end of the challenge, you know. We have like a big party at the end. So we do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then on the Thursday.
You do a big party. No, it must have, maybe it wasn't you. Maybe the group just opened and we were just telling who we are. Something like that. Yeah. But I know it was my birthday. And I know I got so many messages that I thought, I'm definitely doing this, because people were really kind. And at this point, I wasn't in any communities on Facebook. I was only in my friends and family. I didn't have any groups at this point in September. Yeah. Wow, how that's changed. So we started the challenge, and I go back and watch it sometimes. And the first task was your limiting beliefs and your reframes. And this is what I do now in my course, because I use it with my igniters, and your limiting beliefs and your reframes. And I've watched it back recently, and I'm laughing, but I'm not laughing. I was like Sad Sack from the Raggy Dolls. Do you remember the Raggy Dolls? And I'm just this, like, I'm wearing all grey, and I'm just like I
can't even imagine you like that now.
Yeah. And I said it all, but saying it all was so needed, because it was all about what other people think, judgment, who are you to do that? Who do you think you are? Imposter syndrome. And would you believe, I didn't even know what imposter syndrome was. Like I assume now everyone knows what it is, but actually I didn't know what imposter syndrome was. No. I didn't know what self-sabotage was. I've been teaching English for years. I know everything about that, but the internalness of me, I didn't have a clue. So that challenge changed my life. And when it came to the launch and the party and that this is what it is, I looked at it and I thought, oh my God, I want to do it. And then I was like, oh, it's how much for at first I thought, oh, I'll just have to do the bit where you do it yourself. I can't possibly spend that money. Oh, but that one's that. Oh, and that one's that. Oh no, I can't possibly spend that money. And I'd never, ever, ever, ever spent that much money on myself. Would spend it on a holiday, no problem. Holidays are were my thing. But we'd not been on holiday, had we? Because of lockdown. So I had the money. So I did it, and it was scary, and I didn't even dare tell anybody that I'd done it. And we had that conversation, and at the time I didn't know what angle I was coming from. I didn't know what business I was going to talk about. I was blooming daffodils, I was relaxed kids, but deep down I wanted to help other women like me, but I didn't have the confidence, I didn't have the belief in myself. And look where I've come. So it's just been awesome.
So when people when you say look where you've come, like, just for those people that don't know, like going live, for example, creating community, speaking on stage, even though you're a teacher, speaking comes natural to you. I remember having this conversation with you at the time, actually, that I didn't need to teach you how to speak in front of people. It's actually stepping out of that just information giving, allowing yourself to be sort of vulnerable in your story, sharing your story. One of the most beautiful things about the Be Inspired Mastermind process and the Be Heard process is that you realize people come to me, they go, oh, you're a public speaking coach, will you teach me how to speak? It's so much more than speaking. It isn't
so much more
just speaking. It's why I do what I do. It's why it sits so beautifully within the IATQB movement about showing up, wising up and rising up. Because actually what we do is we look at your story, we look at your mission, your business, then you start to apply that to your brand, to your PR, to your product suite, to everything that you do. So the work that we do is all that foundational stuff. And yes, we get to speak at the end, but you know, it's so interesting. Sarah's just said, Sarah Cook, she was on the show yesterday. It feels like so long ago. I can't believe how far so many of us has taken those initial sparks of ideas, the work we do at the beginning, how they have now transformed and metamorphosized.
Yeah. Everybody has come so far, and it's been the journey. I mean, I can remember when we were doing Be Heard, and that was sort of more delivery, wasn't it, rather than sort of interaction. And I remember you saying, oh, ours will all kick off after Christmas and wait till you get in that mastermind. And I couldn't even imagine how close-knit and supportive and how much we've learned from each other, how much we challenge each other, how much we rise each other up. I mean, that support has been priceless. It really has. But not just from you, us from each other. And you know, I get I've been getting messages from people saying on our cohort saying, I can't wait to meet you in real life, and I'm sending it to them. I can't wait. And it's like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Like, I feel like these people are my sisters. I know them so well, and I've never met. It's like I'm like, you know, internet dating like all 20 of you.
And then we're going to turn up catfishing.
But it's just, but it is more than just speaking, and it's storytelling. And regardless of, and you don't eat, I mean, I know most people are in entrepreneurs and in the business space, but you could do this and it be, you don't necessarily have to be in that space, but obviously it takes you to that next level. But everything I've done with Be Inspired has underpinned my whole business metamorphosis. So I obviously made some really strategic decisions, looking at who you surrounded yourself with, and who you recommended, because some of the bonuses that we got were connected with Joe Swan and Abigail Hard. So I sort of went and sussed them out, and I just got a bit eager and got in there a bit quicker.
Why not?
But you know, I worked with Lisa Johnson. And from that, I built my course, and I wasn't confident to go live in a group. When we did it on the challenge, it was like, I didn't want to do it. But a bit like yourself, I'd been doing the body shop. So I'd been quite happily putting my makeup on, going live. I'd been happily talking about a body butter. That did not bother me at all, because I had a prop. I had something to talk about and then something to explain. So it was very teachery. But when it was just me, just raw, it's hard at first. And I've had a real block over the last couple of weeks, and I've stepped away from it because I've had a few setbacks, you know, with my mental health myself. But then I've gone back live, and I've shown up, and I know that, you know, I'm fine again. But we have those circles. So, you know, I know we're selling Be Inspired tickets at the minute, and I want everyone to come, because I know it wasn't Be Inspired that I was at, it was We Manifest, but it was a very similar concept in terms of inspiring speakers, and I've no doubt it would have run this year if we'd not had all the pandemics. But it was listening to those speakers, Dani included, but the other speakers that were there, and I saw like Lindsay McGlown, other people, Roxy, and what's the other lady called? Sorry, Roxy and Jodie. It was listening to all these inspiring, empowering women that made me know I needed more. Yeah. I was worthy of more. And I didn't think I could. I didn't have a clue how I was going to do it, but I believed in myself enough to say I will. I'm not quite sure how yet.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just an amazing. So come to Be Inspired. If you've not got your ticket, honestly, I mean, I know memberships. There's annual memberships where you don't get as much content as that, and it's like quadruple the price.
Right.
You know, the content for the value is just insane. It really is. And the other, I mean, you've seen people on this last couple of weeks. I can't wait to see Sarah's talk, Kate's talk. You know, Nikki, everybody. I literally, I will be like that on the motorway on the Thursday, trying to get there,
legging it down there, ready. Everyone's going to be sat there with their notebooks ready as well. I will have a notebook. It's always the case as well that whenever I'm speaking to anybody, I sit here of a morning with a notebook to write stuff down. You know, when my guests have given incredible value, or you know, when my speakers have just gone and dropped the bombs, and you find on the day that sometimes you find something from nowhere and throw that in, and you go, oh, where did that come from? So some of these things might not even be planned. It is so exciting. If anybody is sitting out there right now, Louisa, and they're sat on the fence about attending Be Inspired next Thursday and Friday, about grabbing that ticket. I say it quick and they've done it. I was saying yesterday, I don't have butterflies now. I've got bats. I've got bats and a stampede of elephants. If anybody's out there that's sat on the fence, that's worried about, you know, it's £89 plus VAT, so it's £106.60, something like that, and they're worried about investing that right now, what would you say to them?
What I would say is the real world has been closed for a really long time. Think back to days of old. You would think nothing of going out and spending that on a night out on the beer. Because let's face it, if you want a few nice cocktails, you're easily getting up to the 80, 90 quid mark. How much does it cost you to kit the kids out with school uniform? We pay it. Why not invest in ourselves? I never, ever used to spend money on myself. And if I'd have not gone to Womanifest last year, if I'd have not heard those speakers, I would not be sitting here now. I would not have found my place, my passion, my purpose. And that, I mean, I got a free ticket, but you know, if I knew what I knew now, I'd pay 500 quid to go.
You've then gone on to go and invest in yourself, sort of almost exponentially, but seeing your growth exponentially happen as well.
So allow yourself, give yourself that permission, because anybody that's on the fence, they want to come. There's no doubt they want to go. There's no doubt they know how beneficial it will be. It will be the justification of cost. And you know, some people might not be able to afford it, and if you know that's you know, if that's the case, but if it is a justification, give yourself that permission for you, because you won't regret it.
And as well, if it is money, the way that we've set this up is that if you say you gather together four of your friends, you can actually make the overall
you
cost
can get it back.
You get that money back.
Absolutely.
So if you get a ticket, you get that £106, for those in the UK, it's £106 and something, including VAT. And I want to be dead transparent about that. It's £89. I'm a VAT registered company, so it's always, you know, interesting for me that when the VAT's there, it's something I can cancel off later on down the line. But for those of you that aren't, it's £106 and something. And what we've done is that when you get that ticket, you will get an opportunity to sign up to an affiliate link. You share that affiliate link with 4 other people, then you got the cost of your ticket money back. So get some of your friends together and work out how you can make this work. And what will it cost if you don't go? Will it be another year? Look at this, what Charlotte's saying. Another one of our incredible speakers. What will it cost if you don't go? Will it be another year being in the same place you are now? That's interesting.
And in terms of getting a group of friends to go, it's easier because, like, I don't know all your friends, so they might not know, like, and trust me, but they know, like, and trust you. So if you've bought a ticket for yourself, if you've invested in yourself, why would your mates not want a part of that? Why would people in your community not want a part of that? It's a no-brainer, and it's going to be so much fun, and it's lifetime access. I think some people think, oh, I can't be there on the day, so I will miss out. Well, no, because you're going to experience it in all its glory on whatever day you choose to sit and enjoy it in all its glory. So,
or even if you like
in
portion it out, so I'm going to watch
segments,
like 4 speakers today and 4 speakers the next day. We're going to have it all recorded and all broken up. So you're going to have every ticket holder gets a members area. You go into that members area and there's all of the speaker profiles. You click on the speaker that you want to see. Their talk will be in there. And also there's freebies from all of our, it's like free gifts from all of our speakers as well, where you can learn even more from them. So for the sake of £100, it's pretty insane. It's pretty insane.
And if people book with my link, you get a few little freebies.
Oh, you cheeky sausage. I love it.
If you have a ticket full stop in my members area, you will have a PDF copy of my brand new book, Time to Ignite. It's my Ignite system. I haven't gone into it today because that's what the talk's all about, but it's connecting with your elements, with your core, with yourself, to connect body and mind. All the things that I've been doing for the last 12 months that have literally helped me to bring myself back to life. And I'm sharing that knowledge with other people in my microbook, which I also do in a course as well. So that's free. But if you buy from my affiliate link, I will post you out a paperback copy of the real book, so you can hold it and sniff it, because we all love a new book.
We love to sniff a book.
And we love to sniff a book. And if you buy your ticket through me, I am going to gift you a place on my next Ignite Your Vision course, which is my Law of Attraction vision board manifesting session about be more, feel more, do more, which is Sarah's title, be more, feel more, do more. So my amazing. Ignite Your Vision session, when I run that next, you will have a spot with that, which is, I've had amazing feedback from that. So anyone that books that with me, you get those 2 extras, and then anybody that's got a ticket gets my book in my members area.
That it feels utterly ridiculous, and you lot might be sat out there going, this is too good to be true. It's not. The reason why we are doing this now is because we know it is sorely needed. This is bridging the gap between what we have been through the past 12 months and what we are heading into as we head on out of lockdown. It is to give you as much armor as you could possibly get a hold of, for as much value in front of as many experts as we could possibly put in front of you, so that you feel super duper pooper scooper strong heading on out into the world again. Louisa, I cannot wait to see you next week.
I'm so excited.
I cannot wait to see you light up that stage. I mean, you light up the screen anyway. And once again, just as I started our conversation today, I want to finish it by saying thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for everything that you bring to this community and your energy. Thank you for taking the helm when I am unable to do the show. You're an incredible alternative host, standing host for the show, Rise Up show. Again, not something that you would have even done 12 months ago, coming to step in and take the helm of a show that is so regular like this.
Can I just say one last thing, because I know we're running out of time, but I saw Tanya the other day, the lady that I came to We're Manifest with, and she said to me, mate, she said, this just blows my mind. She said, when you were sat in that audience listening to Dani talk and you were almost crying and nodding along, she said, could you have ever imagined that you would be guest hosting her show? And I was like, no, that's blown my mind. Yeah. And honestly, I could never have imagined it. So it's been just transformational. I've loved it.
Oh, well, I love working with you, and I can't wait to see you next week. Louisa Herridge, you absolute, utter beaut of a human being. I love you so much. Can't wait to see you next week. Make sure you post your link in here so people can grab all those extra super duper booper scooper bonuses from you. Louisa Herridge, everybody. And everyone goes crazy and wild and mad because she is phenomenal, as are all of our speakers. We have got on that stage pretty much everything you could possibly need to support you in your life and your business, not just from a practical sense, from a spiritual sense as well. We've got phenomenal spiritual teachers on there. We've got Charlotte Clark, Nikki Sproson, we've got Tina Pavlou on there. We're connecting with ourselves. We've also got fabulous sales techniques and strategies in the form of Jane Baker and the glorious LJ Sarkodie. We're going to be bringing a dude into the mix as well. Fidel Bohill's going to be talking talking to us about modern masculinity and what that is all about. An important conversation for us to be having. You all know I'm a huge fan of his. We have got such incredible content for you next week. Don't miss it. Go and get. I'm not apologizing for how much I am banging this drum. You might go, oh God, she's banging on about being inspired again. Good if you're feeling like that, because I'm hoping I'm driving the point home that it is so important for as many of you to be there as possible, so we can lift each other up, to be strong, to festoon, to link arms, to learn together, laugh together, cry together, celebrate each other. We have been through a lot these past 12 months. Let's put a full stop on the end of it. It really feels like a moment in time. We're not going to be able to create this again, I don't think. I was saying this yesterday, like the next one that we do is going to be an in real life event, but this feels so different, so special. This is as close as I can get you to being in a room with us. So excited. Go and get your ticket. I'm unapologetic for sliding into DMs and saying, hey, I love you, get a ticket, because you should. All right, you lot. I love you. Have an incredible day. Keep your eyes on your emails for more speaker reveals. Head on over to the Instagram. Follow me at the Queen Bee Dani. Have yourselves an incredible hump day. And I'll see you tomorrow for more showing up, wising up, and rising up. Tra.